We'll tell you what, guys, it is just a little after 5. We have 3 of our 4 panelists here. So, I don't see here. Oh, don't see. Okay, there we go. Thank you, Derek. That was Derek from the background helping us out. All right. So welcome to the student panel, guys. My name is Curtis Volker. I am the Director of Advancement and Program Relations at the college. I myself am a 2-time graduate, lived on campus, loved my experience. And this evening, we're going to be hearing from 3 current students about their Central Penn experience, what brought them to the school, and some tips and things for you all to keep in mind whenever you're starting, whether it be summer, fall, whatever it might be. So I know we did a roll call just to see if you were here. Now we're going to do another roll call, if you will, to share your name, where you're from, your major, and kind of what drew you into Central Penn. So Parker, we'll start it off with you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Parker Rose. I am from Pottsville, Pennsylvania, which is a small town in Schuylkill County. A lot of people don't know where Pottsville is, so I like to use the landmarks of the Graffiti Highway and the Yingling Brewery as to describe where I'm from. I am currently a senior accounting student at the college, and what brought me to Central Penn was my mom's actually alumni of Central Penn when it was just a business college. So, and what I liked about Central Penn also was the accelerated schedule.
Very cool. And real quick, tell us about that awesome looking shirt you're repping right now.
So the shirt I am repping is actually in one of many clubs I am involved on campus. I'm actually repping the Armed Forces Association Club,
Very
where
cool.
I'm the vice president of that club.
And you currently serve in which branch, which form?
I serve in the Pennsylvania Army National Guard.
Very cool. All right. Thank you, Parker.
You're
Let's
welcome.
kick it over to Nada. Go ahead, Nada. Looks like we're still muted. There we go.
Asking me to let you unmute me, so that's why I can't talk. But
Oh, okay. So it might be me or Derek. I'll keep that in mind.
guys, why are you messing with me? But hi, I'm Nada. I'm almost done, so I'm a senior in business marketing. That's my major. The reason I came to Central Penn College was because I was really interested in how quickly I could graduate at a young age. I guess that was a big accomplishment of mine. I will be one of the first one of the first college graduates in my family. I'm sorry, I'm nervous. But what other questions did you want me to answer? Whew. Okay.
That was great.
Do I have
That was great.
advice for newcoming students who are nervous? Thank you. Perfect timing. I would say everybody else is nervous. As you can see, I'm almost done and I'm still nervous to talk to students, but just know that everyone else is nervous, and just go out there and sign up for things. And you'll know other people are there too, so just talk to everybody. Everybody's looking to make friends here at college. That's kind of a lifetime thing, or part of a lifetime thing that you're going to make friends from. So just definitely join clubs and activities. There's a lot of those going around all the time. Adrian and a lot of staff do a great job of coming together and creating activities. So I'd say definitely that's something you should do to help your time be a little easier and become less nervous. You become well known around the campus when you're more involved, so you're more comfortable that way.
Awesome. Great, Nada. Great response there. And just for everyone viewing right now, Nada is last year's homecoming queen. Can we get a little royal wave there? There we go. There it is. All right. And our third panel member, last but not least, Amanda Shaw. If you could introduce yourself, where you're from, your major, and what drew you into Central Penn.
So I'm Amanda Shaw. I am currently a junior at Central Penn College. I'm from Harrisburg, so I live literally 15 minutes away from the college, so I could commute. But actually, one of the reasons why I chose Central Penn was so that I was close to home, which 15 minutes is very close. So I get to do my laundry at home rather than spend $3 to wash and dry my clothes. But Yeah, I also like the classroom sizes. It kind of feels like you're getting personally tutored. Like one of my classroom sizes is 4 people, and it's really great. I love it. Um, I'd like to add on to what Nada said. Make as many friends as possible because it's true. Connections are key. So just talk to everybody, introduce yourself to everybody. You want people to know you and get to know you, and you want to get to know them. So just make as many friends as possible.
And Amanda, could you expand upon more about, you're someone who lived 15 minutes from campus, but you still chose to live on the campus. Tell us more about that decision.
I just kind of wanted my own space. You know, I wanted to get away from my parents, but at the same time, I wanted them to be close as well. So I kind of just wanted my own space, and so far, I really love it. I love the on-campus experience. All my friends are there. Like, if I want to hang out with somebody, I can just walk down like a block or two, or like a couple houses down to hang out with my friends, and
Right.
it's great. I love it.
Awesome. Yeah. So it's close enough that you're still close to family and your home, but it's far enough away, so to speak. You still get that separation to get that college experience that so many high school students coming out really want to get into and try out for themselves. So thanks for sharing that.
Yep.
So we're going to head back over to Parker here. Going to round robin. Let's talk about some academics here. So Parker, did you know necessarily what you wanted to study in terms of a college major coming out of high school? Was there something you were really dead set on, or did you have some trouble kind of figuring it out?
So after graduation of high school, Curtis, by my sophomore year of high school, I knew what I wanted to pursue was accounting because accounting was something that really came to me. And from reading reviews and all, I read that Central Penn had a really good business and accounting program. So I really wanted to take advantage of that. And like what Amanda mentioned is that the class sizes in each class really help. Like my one accounting class right now has 3 people in it. And I think that's one advantage to have at Central Penn is when you have only a couple students in classes, you could be able to have that more one-on-one interaction with professors. So to make sure you are doing your studies right, catch up with homework. And I will speak for every professor on the campus. They are always willing to help. They will email you back quickly and or always be willing to help if you go to their office hours. So to answer your question, yes, I was set on my major before I came to college.
Okay, great. And just to add a point here, I know we've brought up a couple of times in terms of small class sizes, that is a key point for in terms of students choosing Central Penn is because they want that small classroom feel. They want that personalized attention from the professor in terms of learning inside the classroom there. So on average, our classroom size is about 15-to-1 ratio. We did mention some smaller ratios than that, but on average, you can look at about a 15-to-1 classroom ratio. So
Curtis, can I also add something else?
sure.
Also, another thing with Central Penn, like I will speak for students. Like going to college is intimidating, and one thing that's intimidating is like meeting professors or you hear things about professors. I could say, and I don't know if Nada and Amanda will agree with me. Professors, when you talk to them, it's like talking to a friend. Like they want you to feel comfortable talking to them, and they will work with you. Like assignments maybe due weekly, but they will work with you if you need extensions or anything. Like me, for example, in the military, when I do my 2-week AT, professors are really flexible with military students and any students if they need help. So don't be intimidated by the professors at the campus. They will work with you.
Great. And that actually brings me into a nice segue for the next 2 questions that I had. Parker, we'll just wrap you up with these 2 questions here. If you could share with us about your favorite class or professor or classroom experience. And you kind of already answered what has the student professor interaction been like, so that's great. So tell us about your favorite professor or classroom experience.
So my favorite professor, I would have to say, is Professor Ann Bizup, who is a science who does a lot of allied health and all, but she will teach like our gen ed sciences like basic nutrition, holistic health. She basically makes it by the book and makes it easy for students to understand and is very smart and knows her knowledge, and she will work with students. My favorite class, though, time at Central Penn would either be with Professor Nicole McCartan or Dr. Jack Babinchak, who are business professors at the campus. They like to do based off real world examples and like do a lot more team building exercises, which really help me interact with the students in my class and also keep engaged.
Great. Awesome. And yeah, it was great to hear, Parker, that you're enjoying classes with professors that are teaching outside of your chosen major. So I think that really just speaks to the well-roundedness of Central Penn professors and faculty, like you mentioned. Nada, we'll have you go up next. If you could share with us kind of where your mind was in terms of figuring out what you wanted to study, what you wanted to do after graduation for high school, and then segue into favorite classroom experience, professor, things like that.
Okay. So, although I said my major is business administration with a concentration of marketing, I actually wanted to do fashion design. So,
Okay.
I'm a very artistic person. I like painting, drawing, designing, and stuff, and that's what I wanted to go into. But I didn't think that going into college and putting that amount of work into a fashion degree for 2 years was worth it. So I went into a business degree so I can build my own business later and have my own fashion line, because I felt that that's a creative approach that I should have anyways if that's something I wanted to do. And I just wanted to have the business background and knowledge of that in order to start and build my own, whatever I want to start and build and own. So that's kind of how I went about that process. It took me a while to figure out what I wanted to do. I went to a community college first, and I had an arts and design major. It was an associate, and I figured, let's try it out. I only took the gen eds, kind of gave myself time to kind of think about it, see what I wanted to do. And then when I heard of Central Penn and how quickly I can get that degree and then start building what I want to do and put the creativity that I wanted to put in afterwards in a short amount of time, it was a really great option, and I continued with it, and it gave me a lot of opportunities and it opened a lot of doors, a lot more than I thought it would. I made so many connections, and I believe I'm going to segue into who the best professor or my favorite professor, favorite class is. I believe I would say Professor Doug Fisher has a really high pedestal of being a great professor. Like, I feel like that's kind of where everybody should strive to be, on that level of passing the knowledge, because he does a really great job of making sure you're aware, making sure you have the information you need to use in actual life. Not just, here's this math problem, you need to know it for the exam. Yeah, I know that, but he also tells you where you can apply it. This is an example where you actually use this math problem. And it's like, oh, I never thought of that, but it could actually happen because it's the degree I'm in and it's something I'm going to have to deal with in the future. He does a really great job of making you self-aware of real life things and real life situations and real life time. It changes every day. So he makes class time a great experience. It's different articles that are new every day, so you have fresh information. He gives you links to websites that give you more information about new things that you can read on your own time, and just an open discussion instead of like online or like a bunch of assignments. You just all talk together and discuss what's going on.
Awesome. That's great to hear that experience. Thank you so much for sharing, Nada. Amanda, same question. Kind of how did you navigate what you wanted to study after high school? Did that change in your mind at all? And your favorite class experience or professor?
Okay, so I knew what I wanted to study in college actually when I was 16 years old. So it all goes back to when my sister got pregnant and had a baby. She actually couldn't take care of her child as well as, anybody else could, because she didn't have the resources and she was too young. So the child wasn't, she was treated badly. So I hated to see that. So I thought, wow, I love how these lawyers helped me through this whole process when my parents went and adopted my sister's baby. So I wanted to help people the way those lawyers helped my family. So I actually want to be a family lawyer. So going into this legal studies program is just my first step into getting to where I want to be to help other families the way mine was helped. But so far, I really love it. And my favorite professor on campus is probably Robert Donnelly. I have him for literally every class, every legal class, and every online class that I have. So I like having him as a professor a lot. He's really funny. He really explains things when you don't understand it. Like, he'll actually over-explain during a lecture and even go over the time and have us, 5 minutes past the time that we were supposed to leave, because he's just so good at explaining everything. He's always saying, why don't you guys ask me questions? And I'm like, Professor Donnelly, you're just really good at explaining everything. We really retain the information because of how well you teach. So I really like that about him. And I love that he goes above and beyond to help every student if they don't understand. And he's very understanding, especially during this pandemic. I've had some issues with some assignments and I've reached out to him and he just completely understood and helped me through it. So I appreciate that.
Awesome. And Amanda, Madison Lucy gave you a shout out saying, that's very inspirational, Amanda, your story in terms of how you came to choose what you wanted to study. And I second that. That's awesome. And hopefully all of our students in the chat right now are hearing and really feeling and getting a sense for our professors at Central Penn and what they're willing to do for our students, and just apparently how well that they teach, that there's no questions to be asked at the end of class because they covered it all. That's great. All right. So we went over academics. Let's kick it over to outside of the classroom. Let's talk about the Central Penn community, social life. We have three very, very engaged and active students on and off our campus here in the panel. So Parker, we're back to you. Talk to us about your use of the student resources at Central Penn, as well as activities and social life. How did that help you kind of make friends on campus, make connections on campus, and what were some of the things you learned outside of the classroom?
Oh, so the student services at our school is amazing. One perk about Central Penn is we offer free counseling to students. We have Tom Palmari, who's our main counselor, and he has an intern named John who's very good as well. We offer a learning center where Megan Ream, who's a professor and is also in charge of that. I'm actually a tutor in the learning center for accounting, and I will be honest, the learning center is a great place to go to do homework and get help and do work. It helps keep you on track with your assignments and all. But as well, Central Penn also has a lot of clubs and activities on campus. Adrienne Thoman, who's our director of student engagement on campus, she does a great job doing different things for students. Like, we had a casino night with one club. We do trips to the mall, trips to the Harrisburg Senators, trips to Knoebels Grove. But the main thing with Central Penn is get involved on campus. There are so many good clubs on the campus. Just to name a couple, we got Equal Nights, we got the CP Players, Activity Advisory Board, Nightly News Media Club. There are so many different clubs for any student, and a lot of them helped me gain the friendship that I wanted. As well as doing these clubs helped me go out of my comfort zone, I should say. When I was in high school, I did stage crew in the drama club at my high school, and then I got to Central Penn. I remember the theater director, Janet Bixler, approached me, you should do drama. And I'll be honest, first I'm thinking, why do I want to do drama? I do a stage crew. I'm not good enough for the stage. Well, after that first term, I am now the president of the club, and I've been in every single student creative play as long as I've been at the school. So definitely the big thing to take away is use the resources. Central Penn is here to help the students, and they put the students first, and get involved. Getting involved will make the college experience a lot more fun at Central Penn.
So you heard about Parker being involved in all the student plays. When you guys get to campus, make sure you rush up to him and ask for an autograph and a selfie and things like that. You want to get that now before he starts charging for him, okay? All right. Parker, I have one more question that kind of relates to community, social life, and getting engaged on the college campus. I think we're missing something pretty big here, something you've done last couple of years, something you've done to help out a lot of other people besides yourselves. I think you know where I'm going with this. Talk to us about Walk a Mile in Her Shoes.
So like what Curtis mentioned, Central Penn's very good about giving back to the community. And one thing I did was with the drama club, and Megan Peterson, who's our director of multicultural affairs and our Title IX coordinator, I went to the idea is I want to bring Walk a Mile in Her Shoes campaign to Canada, which is a campaign that men wear high heels to walk with women, that we stand against sexual assault, gender violence, and rape. So last year we did that walk and we raised over $600 where we split to help the drama club, and also we helped the YMCA Crisis Center in Carlisle, and we did an amazing job with. We had so many men from student body, faculty and staff, and even professors walking support. I think we had 16 members walk last year. And another thing that we did to get back to the community was I'm also the Real Men Wear Pink campaign representative for Central Penn, where I raise money for breast cancer awareness. So community involvement and service is a very important aspect of us Central Penn Knights do.
Yeah, I second that for sure. We have so many students at Central Penn that are very community focused and community minded. And Parker, you may have another connection made here. So Rayleigh shared in the chat that they're looking to become a cop or a lawyer. They want to make a difference. So they're looking to make a difference. You want to make a difference in the world, like so many other of our students. So there's a common bond right then and there outside of the classroom.
I love to hear that.
Awesome. Nada, if you could share with us about getting involved outside of the classroom on campus. I know you have some great experiences as well.
Yeah. So I'll start out with saying that my biggest off-campus experience is I was a part of the women's soccer team for a little bit. As soon as I actually got to campus, I joined. Everyone was like, "Come out, meet our coach. He's very nice, Coach Ubaldo." I don't know if everybody has met him yet earlier, but I joined soccer to kind of see what was going on. It was a collegiate sport, so I figured that's something I should put on my resume, have up my sleeve, try it out, see what's going on. And I didn't like it at first, but I wanted to push through because the coach helped me a lot. And he told me that I would end up enjoying it as something that I wanted to continue. And I gave it a try. I gave him 3 games. It was only 3. And I liked it on the 3rd one. That was my best game I played, and I decided to stay. So that became like a big part of my activities in the summer, through the spring, and touching fall. And then we also in the winter have indoor. So that kind of took up a big portion of my time. Practices and stuff, it was good, very flexible. And then aside from that, I'm a part of a lot of clubs, as many clubs as I could join in my day. As many as I could fit, not back to back, but every day I had different clubs that I would go to, and that was the great thing about it. I think I have like a total of 7 to 9. I tried to juggle. It was great. It was very great experiences. They're all different things. I learned a lot, and you can participate very easily. They make it very easy to be a part of these things. So that's something else that I wanted to do, or that I was doing to kind of add to my activities list. And I was very big on any social movements or social activities in the college. So anything like that I wanted to join, I wanted to be a part of. I wanted to kind of push through as well and provide ideas and help professors out. So, and also all 3 of us here are RAs. So we're resident assistants. So if you're living on campus, we would be your RAs. Would come to us if you would ever need information. We may or may not live in the same household as you. So that's kind of our job. So it's a full-time job to think about it. So that's also something else that takes up our time. And yeah, I think we're pretty busy. So that's pretty good.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you.
It's very busy, but it's very simple as well. It's interesting enough that you want to do it, so it's never too hectic. You don't feel overwhelmed. You're excited to go to the next meeting. Like, what project are we going to do today? What new idea are we going to add to the student activities calendar? Like, that's something you.
Yeah, I'm glad you shared that, Nada, because Madison Lucy shared in the chat. That sounds like a busy schedule, but fun. So yeah, that's a great point, Nada. It may be busy, but you look forward to it. So it keeps you energized and keeps you moving from one meeting to the next. So thank you for sharing your experience with that, Nada. Amanda, tell us about your campus experience, getting involved, favorite memory.
So I'm actually not as involved as Nada and Parker, but I would like to say I'm pretty involved. So on campus, I was also on the women's soccer team, just like Nada. I just started last year. I wish I would have started the year before, but I had a job where I was working like every night, so I couldn't make the practices and just I couldn't make the commitment to join the team. But then I quit the job. And then I made time for the soccer team, and I really loved it. I've never played soccer before, and I kind of sucked. Like, I couldn't run as fast, but the coach really worked with me and got me really comfortable playing on the team, and I really enjoyed the experience with that. Also, another thing that I do, I actually go undercover for the Liquor Control Board, and I do the age compliance program. I actually found out about that program through the internship fair on campus. They just kind of approached me and were like, "Are you under 21?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm under 21." And they're like, "Okay, do you want to go undercover for us sometime?" And I was like, "Sure." So I gave them my information, and before this pandemic, I was going out Fridays and Saturdays and it's bar busting. So I would kind of try to order something at a distributor or at a bar or restaurant. And if they served me, then they would get a fine of I think $1,500 per restaurant. So I really enjoyed going undercover with them. Like I said, they're a really great connection that I have. And it was really fun, watching the person's face when they're like, "I just got caught with selling to an underage person," But that's just me. Also, I am in the drama club as well. I don't know what happened to my Zoom. My computer is acting really weird right now.
I can still see and hear you on my end.
So do I.
Yeah, so we think you're okay.
Okay. Oh, whoops. Oh, I fixed it.
Okay.
Okay. I am also in the drama club. I was in that my first term on campus, but then I started getting busy with, with my job, which I eventually quit. So I actually started going to those meetings, and I really enjoyed drama club. I'm also in student ambassadors, and I'm also in Legal Studies Society. That was a club that we were trying to, get back up and running, but it kind of failed at first. But now that more students are on campus, we got more people to join. So now we're getting that club together again, and it's turning out really well and successful, and now it's actually organized. So I like that as well. And not to mention, I'm also an RA on campus. I'm actually a senior RA with Parker. So we just started that this term, and so far it's been successful. We've been helping out as many people as possible. We've been providing support for students who are having trouble adjusting to the online community, whereas they're used to on campus. So we're just, trying to support as many people as possible and give them help where they need it. But one of my favorite experiences with being on campus and going outside academics would probably be, I did a solo for drama club. I was so nervous. I have never sung in front of anyone before, and I honestly was not confident in myself. But, I got through it, and it turned out hopefully great. I don't know what anybody else thought, but I thought I did okay. But honestly, I would do it again if given the opportunity.
So you were just getting all the shout outs here, Amanda. So Nada gave you a soccer shout out. You're doing great when you referenced you weren't as fast as you wanted to be. Parker just gave you a shout out for doing well in the solo. So guys, maybe someone else you might want to make sure you get an autograph for before they move off of campus. She's a singer. She's apparently a secret agent for the Liquor Control Board there. She does it all. So thank you for sharing that, Amanda.
Yeah.
And actually, while I have you on here, Amanda, would you say that solo would be your overall favorite Central Penn experience, or is there one more? If you could just pick your number one, what would be the overall best experience?
You know what? It would probably be utilizing the pool. It was
Okay.
just so relaxing going there during the summer. Hopefully it's open by summer term and we're back on campus so I can utilize it again. Just because, I like to try and tan. I don't really tan because of how fair my skin is, but I like to try. And it's just like a really relaxing environment to go to whenever you're done with classes or done with your homework or even in between your classes or,
Hmm.
going to the gym and then you're like all sweaty. You can just go to the pool right after. And it's a really great experience. You can go with your friends. I don't know about faculty, but you can definitely go with your friends.
Yeah, the Wi-Fi connects throughout the entire campus, so you could bring your
Yeah.
laptop and study on the deck. It's really great to have a spot on campus and really just have a campus that feels like home. At the end of the day, you just need to take a moment for yourself. By all means, go for that. So I see some questions come in. Can you bring your dog or maybe a duck to the pool? So interesting thing, we have had some ducks that have made their way into the pool. They've walked on in sometimes. We've had some birds that have flown in because it is an outdoor pool. You cannot have a dog on campus as a student, okay? So we wouldn't necessarily have a dog in there doggy paddling in the pool there, okay? I do agree, Madison, a dog would be so cute, but right now it's for our students and alumni and things like that. So do appreciate those fun questions. And those of you in the chat, right about now, do please go ahead and start typing in some questions you may have for some of our panel member students. We're getting about to that time for a nice little Q&A session with you guys. Thank you, Amanda. We're going to kick it back to Parker to start wrapping up our last couple of questions. Parker, last question I asked Amanda was, what would be your overall favorite memory or experience with Central Penn?
Ooh, Curtis, you're really throwing me a curveball because there's so many. My favorite memory at Central Penn probably would have to be the walk a mile in their shoes with all the support from the whole student body and the community members to come together and put a stand against it. But another thing I want to mention too, Curtis, is that Amanda mentioned about the Liquor Control Board with their internship. Future Knights, Central Penn College is very good when it comes to internships. And a lot of our students that graduate land a job right after graduation. Steve Hassinger and Kristen Fike, who are in our career resources department, do really good job landing internships for students. And also, when you're giving shout outs to Amanda and Nada, I will be first to say they were both amazing. They're both in the drama club. And they were both in shows, and they both knocked it out of the park. So, but yes, especially during internship time when that time comes and job, Central Penn is good. Like, they have a really high percentage. Curtis, what is it, a 92% of our graduates? I know that there's a statistic that says.
I think we're right around 89.2% right now in terms of graduates working in their chosen field within their first year or pursuing education after that first year of graduation. So, yeah, I see. It looks like Parker might be responding to some of the shout outs. I think it was great. As Parker's giving shout outs to the panel students, there we go. He got one from Michelle and from Madison thanking him for his service. So feeling the love here on tonight's panel. That's great. Thank you, Parker. Nada, you heard the question. You had some time to prep. I know you had a lot to pull from. Did we pick number one experience?
Honestly, luckily, it's all in one day. So it's multiple things, but they all happened in one day. So I think
Okay.
that counts. It's a very great memory I'm going to take with me. So it was my senior night. Overall, I think it couldn't have been more perfect. It was homecoming night. It was senior night. I somehow managed to score a goal. It was amazing. It was my last season, almost last game. And I also ended up winning Homecoming Queen. I was on the panel with Amanda, she also really well deserved it. And it was a really great experience. And homecoming was later on that afternoon. And then going on to that experience, which was a student organized activity and event, and getting to experience that and being a part of the planning process of that, and then having to earlier on go to fall harvest, which was a big part of that. I almost forgot. Fall harvest is a great memory every single year. And there's a lot of activities, a lot of student plan activities, a lot of stands, different things being sold, and different things you can buy. Some auctions, some prizes, a lot of things to see, and then the homecoming court was presented too, so that was a very memorable day, I feel, for me. Overall, yeah, it was a really great experience, but there are about 500 others that I want to say.
Okay.
I tricked it, and I got that one day, so.
Well, thanks for sharing that one day. That's awesome. And Amanda had kicked us off with that question in terms of favorite experience, favorite memory, things like that. We do have some questions that came in from the chat from our future knights here, from Christina. And this is for any of our panel members. Does anyone on the panel have any regrets going to Central Penn in any way versus going to any other college? So I know Nada had shared she went to a community college first and then transferred to Central Penn. So maybe let's start with Parker or Amanda in terms of having that one college experience.
Actually, Central Penn College was the only college I ever applied to. So I don't regret it at all. I love going here, and all the faculty and students are great, and everyone's really nice, and they're just a really great support system.
Great. Parker?
Just like Amanda, I only applied to Central Penn. From my mom talked about when she went to school, it was a school that was always in the back of my mind. I applied, got accepted, and to this day, I love going to the college and being a part of it, and I'm sad that it's almost coming to an end.
Thank you.
Journey.
Nada?
Oh.
There you go.
Can you hear me?
Yes. Go ahead.
Okay. Can you repeat your question again? I misunderstood it when they both answered.
Oh, that's okay. Do you have any regrets for choosing to attend Central Penn versus another college? I think the great aspect for you would be coming from a community college and then coming into Central Penn.
Okay, that makes more sense. I like Central Penn a lot more than the community college I was at. It's very detail oriented. It's more detailed oriented. If you wanted a bigger college, I would say, okay, let me word this correctly. I did not regret going to Central Penn College because I wanted it to be a personal experience, and it was very much. All the staff and faculty and students and your friends are around you at all times, so you're connected and everybody knows you, and that's the experience that I wanted. I wanted it to be focused in the classroom and outside of it and in my environment, and it offered me a place to stay as well, and now I'm 15 minutes away from campus, so it's also something that I relate to with Amanda. So I don't regret coming here, but if you are looking to be around like big crowds, big gatherings, big like parties, I would say that that's not something Central Penn is, like had yet. I mean, I'm not saying it can't, but as of right now, it's more of a calm environment, more of like laid back, very focused, and I enjoyed that experience a lot.
Awesome. Thank you, Nada. And as a Central Penn graduate myself, I have to agree with Parker and Amanda. Central Penn was also the only college that I had applied to as well. So it seems to be a recurring theme. It just seems that prospective students, once they find out what Central Penn is, what we do, what we're all about, that's the spot for us. So thank you all very much for sharing that. Rayleigh had asked a question. Did any of you change your majors at last minute, or did you stick with your major? And I would venture to guess from one of our earlier questions, at least for Parker and Amanda, it sounded like you both pretty much knew what you wanted to do and stuck with it. I know Nada had shared that she was thinking about fashion and then went into a different program right there at the end. But in terms of being at the college, we didn't change our major at Central Penn, it seemed like. So I think that would help answer Rayleigh's question there. Those look like the only two chat questions that I had come in. For our panel, we're going to wrap up with our final question from me for the panel members. Those of you that are still viewing with us right now, go ahead and type in any last-minute questions you have for our panel members. Our final question from me, we'll keep it with Nada, would be if there could be one thing you could suggest to an incoming Central Penn student, one piece of advice, what would you give them? And again, we're staying with Nada. I know we're having some connection issues there. That's okay. Tell you what, let's kick it over to Parker while we get Nada typing. Looks like maybe typing her answer there.
So the advice I would give to a future knight that's coming to Central Penn is to give it all your best. Surround yourself with great people that will help guide you through your college journey. Love the college experience, and don't be afraid to get involved. Get out of your comfort zone, because if you get involved on campus, it will make the time a lot better. Days will be better. It make the time go fast. But while it's going fast, you're making a lot of good memories and friends for life. And I will say I made a lot of friends for life going to Central Penn.
Awesome. Thank you, Parker. Amanda?
Parker, you took the words right out of my mouth. I second it. Literally, don't be afraid to step out of your comfort zone. Make as many friends as possible, because I as well also made lifelong friends like Parker, Nada, and many others on campus. So just put yourself out there. It'll make your time go really fast, and you'll enjoy every single day. And utilize the pool.
We see a reoccurring theme here, Amanda. Okay, use the pool.
That was great.
All right. It looks like Nada was typing. Nada, we're going to try you again here. How's our connection looking? There we go.
I think great. So my best advice that I would give is get involved, join the clubs, go to the events, sit in the lounge. Just go sit in the lounge. Utilize the gym. We have an underground gym, guys, and we also have a dance room. Go dance. You'll probably meet someone else that's jamming out. That's a future friend. Just do the activities. There's a new calendar every month. Ask for help. Definitely ask for help. And then again, read your emails. As soon as you start, check your emails. Order your emails. Just make sure you're always on top of it, because that's where most of the information is. And you're going to have to follow up and know what's going on through your emails. And we also have a Central Penn app that was recently put out there. So that's something you can also do and download and be a part of and active on the campus and the community. So I would say, be involved. I know a lot of the people on here, a lot of the faculty and Parker and Amanda, they're my friends as well outside of here. I just met a lot of great people. So just make sure you're open-minded when you're going into it. Everything is going to be scary, but it's only going to be scary for a little bit,
There we go. Great. Thank you, Nada, and thank you, Parker and Amanda. And for all of us viewing, go ahead and give them just a virtual clap or a shout out in the chat there. So it's about 5:47 for the next 10, 15 minutes or so. Even though I may be leaving, our panel members, if you'd be willing to stay on for the next 15 minutes or so, we're going to go ahead and unmute those of you that are in the chat, our prospective knights,